Web3, the promise is a user-controlled internet, and technologies like Ethereum and Bitcoin are kind of at the grassroots level of building these technologies. We're building that promise. The key, though, is how to ensure that the Web2 models don't start infiltrating.
Do you think Web3 provides the models to be able to do this in a better way than Web2 does? Do you think this is a better starting point, these bundles of technology, to actually achieve what you're talking about? Or do you think this is more of a mindset thing?
The first thing for me is anything that I've been building and been doing is first and foremost about building technology and sticking to the ethos of what I believe in, and not going the easy way out with business models that people may feel that they're extracted models, which is a lot of what tech has gone through over the years. It's turning people into the product. It's extracting either people's personal information, it's people's attention, all these things that are deficient models, in my opinion, that are not the best way of doing things, that eventually lead to a collection of baggage that eventually leads to the demise of empires. And you can consider empires such as a Facebook or empires such as a Google. The products that I've created don't use those models. We create wallets, and we don't require any personal information. So it's a free product. You download our wallets, and we provide you with wallets for Bitcoin, Ethereum, many different cryptocurrencies, and you don't have to provide any information, not even an email address, because I don't want to have it. I don't want to have to store it. I don't want to have to worry about protecting it. I don't want to monetize on it, because that's the easy way of doing things. And the easy ways, I've learned, are not usually the best way to do things. You could consider these tech companies as empires. You could consider the empires of Britain in the past, or the US as an empire. It's a typical empire curve that happens. There's a rise up, and then there's all of these forces that come together that lead to an eventual demise. And something that's always been on my mind is, how do you change that? How do you change so that you're consistently rising and you're accumulating people that are aligned with and feel that by joining you, their life is really getting better, and they're happy to be part of what you're doing because it's not deficient. So I've always built things in a way that, if I don't like the way that's done, why would I do it myself? So never built with advertising models in mind, never built with collection of user information and then exploiting that information. So don't collect user information. We don't even hold customer funds. We're a wallet where the customers hold the keys. I don't want to hold your keys. I don't want to be responsible for billions of dollars in my hands in a centralized system. I'd rather each individual user be educated and understand that they and only they have the keys to their digital assets. To me, the Web3 has always been the promise of a user-controlled internet. And it was the promise of the initial internet. And then, to me, because of faulty business models, it's gone off the rails. And now it's in the hands of a few centralized entities that control so much of what's going on the internet. And Web3 has emerged with the idea that Web2 has deficiencies and that the users aren't in control of their money, communication, and identity. But since day one, the mission has always been to empower people with the tools they need to be in control of their digital lives, their money, communication, and identity. Three things that I believe should be in the hands of the individual and not in the hands of third parties or trusted institutions to run. So Web3, the promise is a user-controlled internet. And technologies like Ethereum and Bitcoin are kind of at the grassroots level of building these technologies. We're building that promise. The key, though, is how to ensure that the Web2 models don't start infiltrating. We have these two models, the Keynesian school and the Austrian school. The Keynesian model is really what's taught with, leads to a lot of a debt-based society and a lot of money that's not particularly sound, and a lot of growth of government and expansion, and governments picking winners and losers. And I started kind of learning more about the Austrian school, which was more about sound money and more about productivity and more about people creating value and limited government.